What is up, fanatics? It is 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and that means another episode of Home Theater Fanatics Live. Today, I usually have this spiel where I'm like, oh, the show's going to be awesome, blah, 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 blah. But today, the show is going to be awesome because I've got representatives from a company that I think we've all grown up with. Everybody that's in this home theater game that enjoys this stuff. We've grown up with this brand, and if you remember going back to the movies when you're younger, you remember seeing THX plastered all over everything, and when you saw that, you knew it was going to be awesome, right? Well, THX is here today, and I'd like to welcome Eric and Steve to the show. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi Giles.
Hey Giles, hi Fanatics, happy to be here.
What's
Happy
up, all
to
the
be
fanatics?
here.
So for me, this is awesome. I mean, I've got little goosebumps going on. I mean, like, ooh, it's THX. I feel like I've hit the big time. Yay! And I know a lot of people are excited to have you guys on the show. Now, I think sometimes I'll say people might not know a brand. We should talk about that, and we will talk about the brand. But everybody knows THX, but they might not know Steve and Eric. So maybe we'll start with you, Steve. You guys can introduce yourselves and tell everybody who you are.
I'm Steve Martz, VP of Global Technology. And, some people might know me. I've been with THX about 24 years.
Just a little while.
Not from the beginning, but, I've seen a thing or two over my years. And now I'm in charge of the certification programs that cover cinema and home audio. And I work primarily in those groups.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Eric, how about you, sir?
Well, I'm the Senior Director of AV Technologies. And
that seems cool.
That sounds great. And what that means is I have to do with all the video products that THX deals with. So I've been with them since the beginning of the display program, and that was in 2006. So
awesome.
If people in the trades have seen me doing presentations here and there at CES or
will you guys be at CES?
I was in Japan and I was over in Germany and different places. So it's an interesting thing that we do when we come on a program like yours to talk about what we do behind the scenes that makes products great.
That's cool. Now, speaking about all the shows and industry events that you attend, before we segue into some of our schedule items, are you guys going to be able to make CEDIA this year? Will THX be there?
Yeah, I'll be there. We'll have some people there. So if
cool.
You're there, we'll get to meet up, and hopefully some of your fanatics too.
Oh yeah, well, we'll be there in mass. So this is the show for the folks that are into the stuff that I'm in. So we're always excited, at least in the United States. So with that, let's jump in and talk a little bit about THX. So maybe just a brief discussion of the history of the company and what you do, and then maybe we can jump into some of the current stuff that you guys have going on.
Yeah, sure. THX has been around for about, 38 years now. In the early 80s, George had made, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and the first, Raiders of the Lost Ark movie, right? So he's, making all this great movie magic, and he goes into cinemas and he sees that it's not really looking exactly like he made it in the studio. It's not sounding exactly like he made it in the studio. And, he's making all this fantastic stuff, and people are really missing out on the amazing things he's making. So he tasked Tomlinson Holman and other engineers to put together a little investigation into why this is happening. So looking into the sort of shortcomings of cinemas, sort of in the image, dim pictures, and poor calibration of projectors, audio systems, low power, poor performance there. And then one other thing that was not really thought of very much was acoustics, or the environments in which all these other systems play back in. So we put together a set of specifications and technologies, and literally some equipment and things that we put together to create a sort of a package that really dramatically changed cinema from what it was to what it could be in that day. And that turned into what is THX in 1983. We launched that with Return of the Jedi. And since then, it rolled out into studios and cinemas throughout America and then worldwide. And, we're probably around, have certified over the years, maybe 5,000 plus screens in that time.
Oh, that's cool. To touch on that a little bit, I think people are familiar with the certification that you guys do provide, but you've branched into products now as well, correct? So,
yes.
In the past, you didn't sell a THX branded product. It was a certification someone would have. Like, for example, Kev has a THX certified theater, so their listening room is THX certified. But now you can buy a branded THX product. Is that correct?
Literally? Yeah. So we've done a lot of work in different areas. I mean, we people know us a lot for certification of products, where we have a standard for performance, and that product must meet that. So we're here talking about home theater. So home theater speakers, whether it's an AVR, whether it's a speaker or a projector or whatever, we have specifications to that. But we also kind of work into developing reference designs and things for other technologies that we build. And one of the things we created was something called THX AAA, the achromatic audio amplifier. And this is one of the most achromatic, being no color. There's no color in the sound. It's pure and clean. So creating this amazing type of amplifier technology that was super, super efficient. So super low noise, super efficient, and sort of making that available to partners. We actually, is like you said, one thing is we turned that into a product ourselves called THX Onyx. I mean, I wish somebody had a picture or a box of something that they could. Oh,
whoa!
All
right. My God!
Wow! What a coincidence!
So fortuitous.
Hold on. This will be funny. World premiere unboxing. Here,
an unboxing video
live. Oh,
wow.
It's got a warning.
Warning inside.
Oops, this way.
Yeah.
High volume.
I wonder if you make more money from the unboxing video than the other things, right?
There's money.
only if you're 8 years old, maybe. I think it is. If you're around 8 years old and you unbox a box of Legos or something.
So there it is. And the
I'll pull this guy out. Let me see. Oh, here, so everybody can see the magic.
Right.
All right. Oh, it came.
So USB-A, USB-C, or A adapter in there for your
focus.
Focus.
Let me cover up my eyes because it's set to focus on eyes. Anyway, it's a dongle, USB dongle.
Yep.
And
it's a super high quality DAC to take that digital signal you have in your device and turn it into the one that you play in your ears. Most of the devices are, either noise prone or you just can't get the level you need. And that thing works with headphones from 22 to up to 1,000 ohms. It gives you the level. And most importantly, it works with the high lossless codecs in digital formats to give you that high res audio experience you're looking for. So
now it's also a full renderer for
MQA.
Yes, thank you. Ooh, it was gone. So that's really cool as well. Now, I see a lot of people, they'll grab this and they'll plug it into their cell phone, but you could as easily plug that into your PC, right?
Oh yeah,
and really up your PC sound game also.
Yep. A sound game, right? And you're gaming on your
sound game or game sound.
A game sound, yeah. Either way,
and we'll talk a little bit more about that kind of stuff down the line a little bit. But one thing I do want to get back to is the certification piece, right? And I've heard a lot of really good news around what you guys have been doing with some speaker manufacturers these days, in particular a company called Perlisten. So maybe you could talk a little bit about how you guys have come together to really build something interesting.
Yeah, well, we launched a new program called Dominus. People may know us for our we put speakers in category or product in categories to help people choose product better. And this was called THX Dominus. And our launch partner with that is Perlisten. They're a company out of Wisconsin that just makes some fantastic product. And they were our launch partner in this category. We started with a few speakers, and there we have pictures right there. Fantastic. Of the S7T tower and S7C, and also some subwoofers there, some D212s, which is a push-pull device, double 12, and then single 12 and single 15, D12S and D15S. But the thing about that is, it's this is such a this category of performance is really hard to do. So working with a partner like Perlisten to create product that has enough power for this size room, have enough clarity for this size room, was a challenge, right? For that category. And these guys, man, just really knocked it out of the park with this stuff. I mean, those products are 4-way speaker systems there. No, I see another picture here. A four-way system with 7 transducers, with a very unique a tweeter array design, and they're designed like here's the picture. It shows you different room categories: compact, select, ultra, and dominus. Dominus being the newest one there with largest room type. So it's really important category that I think we really kind of underserved in the past, and I can really see where perlisten stepped up and created a lot of great products. And they had some other products with us too that we announced more recently. They were and also in the S class, like a monitor speaker, surrounds, and bookshelves. But these are all designed to work together completely as a system, and they're sort of interspaced. You have LCRs that work in some way. You can also use some for surrounds like the R5T, and then these subwoofers, you can use them as, depending on how many are needed based on the room size. You can use a single box or multiple boxes for a multi-subwoofer technique to cancel out room modes or address room modes, and make make more even dispersion and lower frequencies inside the space.
Right on.
In your home theater.
Yeah, those Dominus speakers are Dominus certified speakers. I mean, they look ridiculously cool, and I've only heard good things so far. And my expectation is I'll be able to hear them probably someone at CDO will have appear there for somebody. So I'm hoping to hear those there, and my expectation is they will live up to the hype, and I'm really excited to see and hear them.
My guess is there's a good chance, a very good chance. So reach out to your, perlisten representative and talk to them about their speakers and see what you can find out.
Right on. Let's take a moment here and let's go say hi to a few people that are here with us today. So Hi-Fi Haven, he's here. What's up, man? He's a local Coloradian here with us, and he's here every weekend. Love to see him on the show. And then SI Services from Cape Town, South Africa. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Welcome.
Glad to have you watching here with us again. Very early for him, but he gets up early and drinks his coffee and watches with us. Always love that. Double A, another every weeker, and glad to have you here with us. 1A was not good enough for him. Double A. Eventually he's going to be AAA quality.
He's going to have to buy a AAA amplifier. Yeah, right. Exactly. So
exactly. I mean, it's funny how these things work out together. Then Double A says the new 3D THX demo a couple of years ago, amazing. And I don't disagree. It's interesting because that is, one of the pieces of nostalgia that everyone has that's interested in cinema. They always remember all of these THX things. And then what do you call your note? The THX
deep note.
I saw what I guess supposedly was the sheet music for it, and it is crazy. Yeah, I mean, when you talk about iconic, that is iconic. And I agree with Hi-Fi Haven. We have to bring back the THX intros on movies. So all you movie execs out there, I have a feeling that THX is down for this. So you guys need to figure this out because we're missing THX. I mean, when you have your big holiday season or your tent pole in the summer, it needs to be THX certified. I mean, geez.
So check. You may have seen it in our latest trailer. It's called THX Genesis, and it has. So deep note is our trademark sound. With the logo comes up and you hear everything, and the Simpsons eyes pop and such. Well, this that sound can be the entire trailer, or it can be part of a trailer, right? And this next one, the one we have now, Genesis, it's sort of is the end, it's the finality, the crescendo of everything. But it's an amazing video we had done by Ben Rosenblatt. It's just fantastic. So you can go to our website and you can see it, or you can jump on YouTube and find that video. It's fantastic. Genesis.
That's awesome. Genesis. Everybody check it out. I'll get a link and I'll put down in the notes to make it easy for everyone to find. I'm trying to see if there are any questions up to this point. A lot of people are talking about the Onyx and they want to get one. And I'll have a full review video of the Onyx coming out here in a while. I still need to film it. I just received it in the mail today. So today, that's my catchphrase, today. So it'll be coming. We also have Audio Arkitekts here with us. He does a lot of work with me on these videos. Hamiltap, and then we have Facebook user, which I think is probably Kevin from GSG Audio, big subwoofer producer. And then coming over from Asia. Herman's with us again today. Hey, Herman, how you doing, sir? Anyway, so we're going to move on from that and jump back into some more cool THX chat. Now, Eric, I'm looking at you, and I think you probably can talk a little bit about this one because, this is kind of exciting. So, people may not know, but I'm a big fan of TCL televisions, right? I feel that they fill a really significant niche in the market,
Right.
that is super important, right? Because, I can't go and buy a $8,000 television whenever I just decide on one. So I think they're bringing really, really great quality products to people who have a little more modest budget, right? And now you guys have worked with them to create something pretty cool. Can you
Right.
let the cat out of the bag? Because I think this is brand new, like just yesterday announced or something, right?
It's
pretty
yesterday. Yesterday was special because it was the first 8K TCL TV with THX game mode. So that was the yesterday announcement, but we've been working with TCL. Sorry.
So I'm going to mess it up and I'm going to call TCX and all kinds of stuff.
So those guys have been great. And the 4K TVs started coming out in 2020, the 6 series. And they were our first partner with game mode. And the point of game mode was to bring a new feature to people that wanted to use a TV for a game. So one of the other things that they do is mini LEDs, and that's shown there as a feature. And what that means is that you get a lot more regions of backlight that they can control. So you have that less glowing halo around objects if you're watching a dark scene or in a dark room. THX certified sets had always been about pictures. And basically, cinema mode is what you experience in the movie theater or what the people experienced when they made the movie for a video in a studio. So it has lower luminance and the correct gamma and the correct 709 color for SDR. And we were talking about gamma the other day and how that mostly affects darkness. And it's very important that we get grayscale out of the darkness so you can see what's happening, which goes back to those mini LEDs, is that those regions can come out of the darkness in the areas where it's required and not glow the whole screen, right? So we had a conversation a while back about Game of Thrones. I think it was a TV show, and everyone went,
everybody's like, Game of what? I've never heard of that.
It's so dark. Yeah, what happened to the show? I wanted to see the last story.
I know, and the whole last episode, you're like, it was a black screen.
Not in my house.
Oh, snap. You hear that, everybody? We need what he's got.
Yeah, I have a THX certified TV. And so my friends that had one, they went, well, I didn't see any problem. And that's because we are really concerned about getting those grayscales to be apparent to people, right? And it's a one-button solution. You just pick the THX mode and you get the studio quality. And it's always been what we say as a director intended. The other thing I wanted to mention, because you were talking about Dominus, right?
Right.
And it's in this great big room. And TCL came out with this XL series, which also has THX game mode if people want to play a game on a great big TV, which is really...
And who doesn't?
When you're in a... Yeah. So, people call it immersive. Well, it is when it gets this big, right? Or it's perfect when you're in a great big room because it doesn't look like you're watching a postage stamp down at the end of the space. So what we focus on, is getting the colors more vivid because we think that, and our experience is that with games, people are using really bright colors and a lot of saturation. So if those intercolors between the primaries are correct and the primaries are reached, which means the brightest color that's required, then you get that great color experience. We worry about the refresh rates and that the TV has to do at least 120 hertz. We do have a Razer Raptor gaming monitor, which does 240. So if you have a gaming setup with a computer, maybe that monitor is the thing to use. But if you're playing on a TV, the game mode gives you the best experience with a television. We talk about clarity. So there's a couple things that have to do with that. It has to do with variable refresh rates, which people playing games probably know that sometimes the system might need to slow down or might need to speed up depending on the content. And the TV, because of new HDMI protocols, is able to alter its frame rate too. And the other thing it has, although I don't turn it on, but it's an option that we request, is some kind of motion clarity feature. And in this case, it's a black frame insertion. Sometimes it's listed as BFI. So what happens is between the regular video frames, it'll put a black frame, and it makes the motion of images look clearer. Sort of like if you were a video shooter and you had shutter, and you could turn the shutter up on your camera, and you see this in sports a lot, so that the slow motion frames are very clear and they're not smeared. And that's what happens when you do black frame insertion, is you get clarity because there's a space of no image, so that the next image comes on and it's clear again. But it's so fast you can't tell. Right. So one of the things we're doing is making sure that the overall brightness of the screen doesn't drop in half just because you're putting in a black frame between each video frame.
Yeah,
so
that would seem to be very difficult because, I mean, you're literally turning the screen off, right? You know?
Yeah, right. It's a backlight modulation. So we test for this, and it has to meet criteria. And like Steve said, there's all this criteria that THX puts in a spec to try to make the experience really good for the user. The other thing people that do games and gaming monitors and pages talk about is rise time. And that's about how fast the images come out, or well, sometimes black to white is a rise time that's often measured. I'm waving my hands around, but you can't see. And sometimes it's gray to gray. So you have rise time between states of gray, fall times between bright to, here we go, bright to lower bits
You're
of gray.
all big now.
Yeah, I'm getting all excited because, you know, this is kind of my life.
Oh, this is fun stuff. No, tell us about it. I mean, preach.
So
we're the
we have
choir.
we have a special instrument, and you do flashing images on the screen, and the software in the special camera gives you a wave shape that you can measure the actual rise time, just like you might if you saw an audio curve and you say, how long does it take to go from quiet to loud? And you see this space, right?
Yep.
How long does it take to cross the boundary from darkest to lightest?
Right.
Same thing. So if you get good rise time and good fall times, then you have good responsiveness, and the gamer has a better experience. And the last thing I want to say that's really important is that game mode reduces lag to tens of milliseconds or shorter. And the difference is when you're watching a video, you usually need some kind of video processing. You might need noise reduction. You might need contour control. You might need remapping of colors if you're going from one format to another format. So all this takes time in the video processor, hundreds of milliseconds sometimes. So when you can get from that and turn all that off into a game mode and do tens of milliseconds down to below tens of milliseconds, then you get good responsiveness. Your control button pushing makes a change on the screen right away.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So the short answer for me is I have to experience this myself and report back to the world to let them know, because those are all things that, you know, for me, I think are definitely going to improve the game experience, because I was going to say there's nothing worse. I'm sure there's things that are worse, but there's just nothing worse with input lag. And, you're trying to play, and then it just, when you can tell that what you're doing takes time to translate out to the screen and then back to you. I mean, it just kills the experience, right? Because you're trying to you're competing with someone, and you just feel like you get behind. So no, this is wonderful. I think this is going to be an outstanding product mix, product feature that people will look for, especially the gaming.
And this is also engaged if you're using an HDR product. HDR video.
Right.
Just like we did cinema mode with HDR and the P3
Right.
color and the great contrast and things like that. It's the same effect for game mode, where we worry about the color and the image in HDR and the game features.
Right on. Right
Okay.
on. So let's show a couple of things. So this is the URL for Genesis for folks that want to check that out. I'll insert this into the notes later, but it is in the comments if you guys want to go check it out now. And a couple of questions. So has there ever been a all-weather THX product for outdoor use? Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I saw that comment, and no, there hasn't been anything for outdoor use, because generally we're working on interior environments, cinemas, home theaters, and the like. Maybe the closest thing would be a headphone worn outdoors, but sorry, no actual speakers.
And then
I was thinking it was that hat we have that says THX on the front.
There you go. That protects you from the environment.
Man.
you can take that outdoors, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think that's going to wind us up with our first segment of the night, but that will then take us to the second segment of the night, which is the tech topic of the week. So welcome to the tech topic of the week. And presenting on the tech topic of the week is Steve from THX. And
wow, happy to be here, Giles. Thank you for having me in segment number 2.
you made it. You made it past the first one. And the question today, or this week even, is, kind of going back to THX Dominus. We kind of got a high level of what it is, but why does someone want this level of certification in a speaker? What would this bring to someone's theater? Why would someone want to say, I want these speakers instead of something that's not certified at that level?
Well, I guess it's probably better to explain what Dominus is and why Dominus is. It was actually created because there was a bit of a no man's land between what is our largest speaker certification category, Ultra, and rooms that were larger than that. I mean, you think of like, cinemas and small auditoriums. And for us, I'm probably more thinking of screening rooms, private screening rooms for, studios and that kind of stuff. There's small rooms of maybe 50 seats or 20 seats. And so you have speaker systems that are designed for high power output. There may be horn loaded designs or large transducers, 15s and giant 18-inch woof. 18 inch.
When I talk about them too, I'm all like 18, 21,
18 woofers.
24.
They're all subs. Yep, they're all those. Anyway, you get it. They're big drivers.
They're very large.
So, it's very high power, designed for long throw, high power situations, but they have a theater sound, right? Then you look at the smaller rooms, like our ultra categories and our select and smaller. Those are hi-fi, right? Very about clarity and dome tweeters and crystal clean sounds and that kind of stuff. But the problem with those is high power. That those don't kind of go together. So really, there's a spot in the middle where you could bring down the high power stuff and try to turn it down, or you bring in the smaller stuff and try to turn it up, but you get distortion or you get a certain sound. So really there's this spot in the middle that people were not making product for. And this really addresses exactly that. So I think you had a graphic up earlier about our sort of room categories and sizes of how we sort of look at things. Our Ultra, which is sort of our original program, was designed for a 3,000 cubic foot room. So that's let's say it's 16 by 21 by 9 or 10 feet tall. So it's about 3,000 cubic feet. That's THX Ultra. The smaller one, oh, there you go, awesome. Select is for 2,000 square feet. So these rooms are these much bigger, and we kind of put it at about doubling the size. So for whatever Ultra is, it's about 2x of that. So it's double the size. We have double the power, and so the power comes in a couple different ways. We look at it the speaker, so we basically add more sensitivity to the speaker, so there's actually more output for what you put into it. And so on the amplifier side, we have more output that's delivered, a higher gain. So you put those together, you get another 6 dB. So that's basically a double room volume. So it's double, more for all these size rooms. But you can also think of it like, sort of rows of seating. Select to be about 1 row, probably Ultra 2 rows, and Dominus gets into like 3 rows. And you're looking at Atmos systems of like 11.1.6, possibly of 6 overheads or top speakers, depending on those. So bigger spaces where you're entertaining a lot of people in these spaces. So I just said there's a big room and you need a big product to satisfy that. And perlisten is the one that sort of put together the address those problems and power. Like you see that S7T, boom, lots of power, lots of transducers to support the low frequencies, and the tweeter array that they have really focuses on getting a good throw in those high frequencies. And they've been a great partner to do that, because this actually isn't really easy. I mean, you think about frequency response over distance. So I want a flat response, but it's not always on axis. We're looking at we look very strongly at what that on axis response is, plus everything around it, because not everyone is sitting on axis.
Most people are not on axis.
Yeah, and you have 3 rows of seating. You get a lot to cover. So, we look at a listening window and sort of have weighted averaging and sort of the different angles off of axis that we look together, what's important, and weight those differently. We also look at the low frequency power. I mean, subwoofers, they with more and more, channels, using base management, you're demanding, you're asking a lot more of the subwoofer system. So,
Absolutely.
the double 12, and double 15 systems, they have lots and lots of power there. So you are not lacking in any way when you're trying to fill up a room of that size.
Yeah. We're all like flat to 10 hertz and, only down 3 at 5. Let's go.
That's exactly 8 hertz.
It's fancy, right?
Yeah, it's down 8 hertz actually, right? Yeah, something. But no, it's not even the fact that it's how low it goes. It's like how much headroom and power you have down at that area, right? So you can, another thing that's super important to us is distortion. So you can have those smaller speakers and put it in the bigger room, and you turn it up. It might actually get a little bit louder. I mean, at some point you just saturate the drivers and you don't get any louder. You just get more distortion, but you could get it a little bit louder, but it's going to sound distorted, and it's just not going to be clean. So we need to have that clean sound at distance, that clean power in the bottom that you're talking about there too, so that you're not distorting the subwoofer as well. So enough headroom in all these different areas to meet the reference level at like up to 20 feet in these larger spaces.
That's awesome. Now, is perlisten the first?
They're a launch partner.
They are the launch partner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that would mean that down the line, the expectation is that there'll be more brands that.
All I can say is stay tuned.
Ooh, I like it when there's juicy stuff coming.
Stay tuned.
Now that's awesome. Yeah. So anybody out there with a larger room, think Dominus, think THX, and then go out and take a look and see what will meet that specification. Because when you know that the speaker is Dominus certified, you know that it has been tested to work in that larger space, right? And if I'm going to drop a lot of money on a set of speakers that have a purpose specifically in mind like this, I put a lot of value in that certification. I think that's important. That's very cool.
Yeah, and these size rooms are pretty big. I mean, they're like 6,500 cubic feet, but that's just to give her, I guess, a square foot reference. You're kind of looking at maybe a 20 wide, 19 to 20 foot wide by like 26 long. Maybe about 12, 13 feet tall, give or take. That's like it's kind of an average size for us. And perlisten, being the world's first THX certified Dominus speaker, we're proud to have them be able to fit the bill for doing those rooms.
That's awesome. I have, one more comment that I want to put up as we kind of move to the end here. 20-year Best Buy Magnolia Hi-Fi passed. THX certification is a must in standards, not only in home theater, but also commercial entertainment. That is
thanks, Facebook user.
I agree. Yes. Who are you, Facebook user? They're like, I'll say it, but I don't want anyone to know. And I agree with that. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Time is the most precious commodity that we have. And, it's an honor that you would take your time and come here and spend it with me and the audience. So, Eric and Steve, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Giles.
I like talking about this.
Thank you, Fanatics.
And anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome. And everybody out there, if you want to see more about THX, look at the links down below. You can go to their website. They have Instagram. They've got everything, YouTube. And they'll be at CEDIA and, wherever quality home theater equipment is sold. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Now, this takes us to the next segment of the show. And waiting in the wings, and I can see him. You can't see him, but I can see him. He's I don't know. He's picking his nose, and I don't know, he's dancing and doing all kinds of stuff. But we have joining us the one, the only, Miggity.
Oh, dude, I'm totally not in book. Okay, there we go.
Yes, you're not anything.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hi-Fi Fanatics. Another week. Oh, sorry. I thought I was.
No,
a year ago.
no. This is a different one. And I think I'll have to bring it in. Welcome everybody to a little place that I like to call Content Corner. Today we've got Mike from Audio Arkitekts, and we are going to be talking about movies. And today's movie is Wrath of Man. Oh, and you know what's funny is that you watched it yesterday, right?
No, I watched it this morning.
Oh, that's right. And I watched it this afternoon.
Yeah.
So we just kind of snuck this one in right under the bell, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I have been wanting to watch it. I don't know if I. Well, first and foremost, I'm not a huge Guy Ritchie fan, so I didn't know how that was going to go. And then Jason Statham has been kind of stagnant lately and kind of doing the same thing over and over again. But dude, bro, this movie blew
right?
It blew my face off. It was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is not a spoiler-free episode. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, you're about to be spoiled because we're going to talk about all of it. So, I watched it on Kaleidoscape, so 4K HDR, all the quality that you get with that. Now, did you watch disc or stream, or how did you?
I streamed 4K on Amazon.
Okay, right on, cool.
Yeah.
So we've got both point of views, and I was watching my theater, and you've got 5.1 media room, right?
5.2 now.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Because you're rocking that. Well, do you want to tell everybody what you're rocking?
Yeah. I got. I'm rocking 215s. I'm rocking a Velodyne Deep Blue 15, and a Stark Sound SW 15.
That's SW 15. That's cool.
Yeah. Needless to say, buddy, like I know we've always been talking about it, but until you really get that double subwoofer action, it just balances everything out so much better. Like
I agree. It's a whole different kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I had never ran two subs at the same time. I've always had one consistently. But
right.
Yeah. I mean, especially with this movie, gunshots, not too many explosions. Like I said, this isn't your normal Jason Statham flick where he's kicking ass and, high kicks, lots of karate. You're not going to get that. This is a very
there was
gritty,
almost no hand-to-hand, very little.
Right, very little. Maybe towards the end, but it's a very gritty, it almost felt like I was watching The Usual Suspects. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
I never saw that one.
It bounces around timelines a lot. The act structure is kind of weird. But I think overall, I thought it was great.
Absolutely. So I want to talk a little bit about the plot. So, this was nothing surprising to me, really, right? So they tried to throw in a couple of plot twists, right? So there was some misdirection, right? This basically they're making you think one character is doing stuff, but it was really another character, right? And you figure that out. But the plot is Wrath of Man, and there's a guy whose son is killed, and it's kind of like John Wick, except it's his son instead of his dog, and
right.
Then he goes absolutely crazy and then hunts down the bad guys who did it, and he himself is a bad guy, just like in John Wick. So the movie was a little derivative of other things, but I agree with what you said. It was a good movie, and I really enjoyed it. Let's talk a little bit about the video, and I'll start off. So, I don't have the camera information in front of me, but I'm going to assume it was probably a 2K film, and they've converted to 4K like most things. It's probably not real 4K. Now, I did notice some noise in some scenes. And it might have had to do with some of the exposure stuff that they were doing. So like there were some scenes where it's like dark in the front, and then in the back you have some bright whites, and you could see, it's not like film grain, it's noise, right? So you can see some noise back there. And that was a little off-putting to me, but it was subtle, it was minor. And you have to be looking for that kind of thing to notice it, I think. But I could see it. There wasn't a really crazy color palette. You didn't see a lot of like the bright, vibrant blues and greens and purples and all that kind of stuff popping out. It was a kind of a normal color palette for the movie. The movie wasn't overly sharp, but it wasn't soft. So I think they had a pretty sweet spot on focus for everything. The cut of the movie was great. I guess my only knock was a little bit of noise more than I would like to see in the video. Any comments from your point of view on the video aspects of the movie?
I didn't notice that. I mean, maybe it's because you have like a 300-inch screen and I have a 70-inch screen, but I think for us commoners, I don't think we're
you muggles.
Yeah, us mudbloods over here. We're not going to know. I don't think people with 75, 80 inches down are going to notice that grain that you're talking about. I didn't notice it, but I totally agree with you. It was very balanced LUT they used, to kind of balance things out. It didn't have like that weird tinge that sometimes these types of movies have, just to create that dramatic effect. They just kind of just gave it to you, And like I said before, I mean, Guy Ritchie, he hasn't done really anything aside. The King Arthur was okay. Aladdin, I mean,
Aladdin, no, dude, no.
Yeah, he's done some really shit movies. So I was kind of surprised that he pulled this off. Then again, not a lot of people might not like this. This might be like a you and me type thing where we dug it, but a lot of people might not dig it because it did pull from a lot of different properties. However, video wise, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing groundbreaking about the movie, right?
Right.
I don't think there was any acting that was, award-winning caliber, but it was good. Now, talking about the sound a little bit, sound was okay. I don't recall any scenes that had any kind of musical piece that stood out to me where I was like, oh man, that's amazing. I love it. The bass was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
I mean, it wasn't like, and I'll draw another comparison to John Wick. Like I play John Wick 3 a lot for folks to demo on, and the gunshots that they, the way they do the sound design for those was just ridiculous. And then the movie that I just watched a week ago that we talked about a little bit, the one that's got Star-Lord in it, and they have to go into the Tomorrow War.
Tomorrow War, yeah.
Yeah, so they did I think a much better job also on the sound design for the percussion effects of the ammunition and guns and all that kind of stuff. But it was okay. I mean, it's just it didn't blow my mind, but it didn't feel neutered either. I think if you need to boost it up, you can just twist your knob a little bit and get it there. Was it flexing those 15s? No. I was expecting it to. Especially since I know, like I said, I know that for the most part, Jason Statham's movies are very, very action-packed and violent. But this one was kind of a letdown in the action sequences and stuff like that. It was more of a mind thriller than a, Yeah. So I guess some of the aspects that I do like about it is, so they mixed up, like the revenge trope. They mixed up the heist trope, right? They mixed in the make them think it's one guy but it's another guy trope, right? And so you got those things, and it's a mashup, I guess, of all these plots that you've seen before, and that won't be startling or shocking or new to you, but they did it really well, and in a way that you just enjoy the movie.
Yeah. I did like the crazy cameos everywhere. So Andy Garcia, That was funny.
Right.
The main, not the main bad guy, because the main bad guy was Clint Eastwood's son, Scott Eastwood. But the other bad guy that was there, I forget his name, but he was in Burn Notice, and I used to watch him in Burn Notice all the time, which was a fantastic show.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Michael Weston. Yeah, that guy. He was in it. He's getting old. And then I'm trying to think who else was recognizable. Oh, Josh Hartnett, who hasn't done anything since like chick flicks in the 90s, comes out of nowhere with this flick. I was really impressed, you know. I thought
what's the actor's name who played the character Bullet?
I can't remember, but I've seen him
gotta
in
look
stuff.
it up because I think he stole the show.
Oh yeah, Bullet definitely stole a show. And the guy, like the manager guy,
Holt McCallany.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're talking about Jeffrey Donovan, who was the Burn Notice guy?
Yeah, Jeffrey Donovan was the Burn Notice guy.
Yep.
And then the guy that played the manager of the thing over there, you know, at their job.
Eddie Marson.
Yeah, he was in the show Ray Donovan, which is also a fantastic show.
So the cameo that I thought was the most funny one was if you remember, they had the one attempt, the first one. So after Jason Statham was on the job and his armored truck got attacked, the leader of that crew is Post Malone.
No, yeah.
The guy with all the tattoos on his face.
Dude, I cannot stand that guy.
I'm not a fan either. I saw him. I was like, no.
I think he's one of those. He's one of those things that are just, like you want to use him just because it's him, but man, they could have picked anybody else and that would have been just fine. So it was such an insignificant role. But yeah, I think these movies try too hard when they throw people like that in there. You know
who they should have had in that role, but they can't because he's dead. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Is he dead?
I thought he was dead. Isn't he dead?
No, he's in prison. No, you remember he narked and he got out?
I thought he died.
I would have loved to have seen Jason Statham shoot Tekashi 6ix9ine in the face. That would have been good. Just spoiler alert. Post Malone gets shot in the face.
Hold on. No, he died.
No, he did not.
I'm trying to. Oh, dude. Okay, everybody out there, is he dead? I thought he died when he was 22 years old.
No, he went to jail, dude.
Tekashi 6. Okay, somebody has to know because I just Googled it and there's a whole bunch of stuff. And then people are like, "Is he really dead?" I don't know. Yeah,
you're starting that death rumor. That's what you.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is dead. I saw a. Double A says another 69 died. How many are there? Okay, he says he's not dead. All right. He's apparently still with us. It should have been him instead of Post Malone in this movie. I think he'd done a better job.
Real quick though. I know you have your 3-act structure for this. This content.
No, we got time, man. We're good. We can.
I want to address something huge that happened today because
today
I'm a huge fan.
No, you're saying it wrong.
Today. So today, Ghostbusters second trailer dropped.
Oh,
and you get to see some familiar faces. More stuff is going on. You get to see little mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, which I thought was really stupid. But I think that's the only dumb thing I've seen out of the new Ghostbusters flick is Paul Rudd with these little small CGI marshmallow men. I think that's retarded. I think if they were going to make it darker, just like the first one they did, what the hell is that? I get it. It's Paul Rudd. He's funny, but there's no need
sometimes.
Yeah, give or take. But I don't know. But I have high hopes for that. However, my highest hopes, I'm doubling down, tripling, quadrupling down that Dune is going to be the movie of 2021.
Oh, it better be. And my understanding is that, this is just part 1.
Right.
And because I didn't know that until just last week. And I thought there's going to be 1 and it's over, which is sad, but there's going to be at least 2. And now I'm not sad at all. I'm super duper excited. So I've got the original Dune, and we need to screen that before the new one comes out. So we need to do Dune Day. Uh-oh. 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 Paul Atreides. The
Yeah,
Kwisatz
I'm ready.
Haderach.
I'm ready.
The Kwisatz Haderach's in the
I'm ready
house.
for it. Oh my god! Did you see the meme today where they drew this and put the blue eyes on Elon Musk because he said he's been in Mars too long?
The spice must flow.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
spice-
dude, I'm so excited for Dune. I think it's going to be freaking tastic, and I think it's going to give the new generation a chance to experience something that you and I have known about since we were kids. Now we're kind of old, so I
Kinda
think it's just pretty old. I think it's just a great way to introduce that, and I'm stoked for it, dude. I'm really excited, and I hope that it's going to be everything it is being hyped up to be. I know that what's his name, Dennis Villeneuve, or
yeah, Villeneuve or something.
he did Blade Runner 2049, if I'm not mistaken.
He did, and which was
And
freaking amazing.
it was fantastic. However, it was marketed like shit. So
Yeah.
there was no marketing, there was no hype. So they're already contrasting those two, saying, okay, that was a hit, but it was marketed like crap. But now this one's like overhyped right now. It has to deliver. You know, it has to deliver. So I think it's gonna be great.
So now, have you heard anything about this? And this is what I'm not sure about. So, in the movie, it shows the character as Beast Raban, right? Or Rabin. I don't know how you say it. I always call it
Who?
Raban. What's his face? Plays Beast Raban in the. Well, hold on. Let me Google all this stuff so I can tell you names.
Oh, Batista.
Yeah, Batista. So he plays that character, right?
Mhm.
Now, some people are saying that Beast Raban is also, the real name is Glossu or something like that, Raban. And they said in the movie they're combining that character with another character from the Dune universe to put it into one role to kind of consolidate stuff. Have you heard anything about that?
No.
Huh.
The only thing I heard is that Fade Ralph is not going to come until the next movie.
Ooh.
Which doesn't make any sense. Especially from everything they've introduced thus far.
Yeah,
if it's going...
trying to see if there's even in the cast list of Fade Ralph on here. I don't even see. Yeah, he's not even in the movie.
Dude, unless they cut it off right when he gets his blue eyes.
That's got to be the big reveal at the very end of the movie when he is like full on blue-eyed spice monster.
I think that's going to be, yeah, I think you're right.
So
I'm just glad they're going as far as giving him the blue eyes, because they probably could have cut it before that. But that might be the third act reveal.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just looking at the cast, you got Timothée Chalamet, however you say his name is Paul. And he's not like a big dude or anything, right? He's kind of a slight built guy. And is this like his premiere? Has he been?
No. He's been around for a while.
Okay, because I don't know him from anything.
Yeah, he's done a few movies when he was younger. I wouldn't say he's famous, but he's done some stuff enough. He's done enough stuff,
Right.
But then again, look at the other guy though. That played Paul Atreides. He was kind of
totally.
too.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Totally, yeah.
Now
he's hit or miss for me. I'm not sure, but Chani as Zendaya, complete 100%. Well done, right?
Yeah, great casting on that one.
Then Jessica is Rebecca Ferguson, which I don't know. I'm neither here nor there on that.
She was in wait. Lady Jessica, right?
Yeah, Lady Jessica. Yeah, the concubine of Leto Atreides.
She was in Greatest Showman. She was that opera singer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm down. Okay, I'm down. Yep. I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm really down with that.
So there's two actors. So her and Zendaya were both in Greatest Showman.
Mm-hmm. You know who should have been freaking Leto then?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. Yeah,
Hugh Jackman.
No, dude, that would have been cool. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad that
mad either. He looks really good in the role.
That they picked Star Wars boy, but
It's who I'm trying to find his name right here. I'm trying to. Where's Lito? Lito. Where you at, Lito? I don't see Lito. I totally don't see Lito's name on here anywhere. I would like to tell everybody. Oh, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac. All right.
Now, the Baron Harkonnen, dude. Okay, so they spent a ton of freaking.
You talking about Stellan Skarsgård?
Yeah, dude, they spent so much money on casting on this.
Oh, it's dude.
They got Thanos. They got everybody.
Yeah, Gurney Halleck. Gurney is Josh Brolin.
They got
Duncan
Aquaman.
Idaho is freaking Waterboy. Jason Momoa.
Aquaman.
Waterboy. Dave
What?
Bautista.
Waterboy.
Waterboy. What's up? And then I really like Stephen McKinley, whatever his name is, as Thufir Hawat. I love that actor. That dude is so cool.
What was he in?
Man, you have to ask me all these hard questions. You're the guest.
You said you loved him. You said you loved him.
McKinley Henderson. He was in a TV show not too long ago. Where let me see. Okay, I've got his stuff here. It's this movie. So movies. He was in. He'll be in Dune, Bruised, The Adventures of Wolf Boy, Native Son, Lady Bird, Fences, All at Once, American Side, Manchester by the Sea, and then television. Let me see if I can find this. Devs is the one that I really liked him in. He was also in Wu-Tang and American Saga. Wu-Tang. So yeah, casting on this. So I don't know. Do you know David Dasmalchian? He's Peter DeVries. I don't know that actor. David Dalmatian.
See, look at this. Look at the chaos that I've sent you on right now. Like I've literally like ruined your whole content corner. However, to go back to Wrath of Man, which everybody should watch. If you haven't seen it, guys, if you haven't seen it, definitely okay, so you want to do your scale thing?
Yep.
Let's do your scale thing. I like your scale thing. I honestly really like your scale thing.
All right, so let's start out with the patented Home Theater Fanatics rating system for Wrath of Man. Sound.
Yeah, this is out of 10, right?
Out of 10. What you got?
It's like there was nothing wrong with it, but there was nothing right with it either. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I guess a 5. I'll be right in the middle. I'll give it a 5.
I gave it 6.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Visuals.
Romance 0.
Vengeance 11.
But hey, was it Kill John Wick's puppy vengeance though? That's the real question.
John Wick is like Vengeance 48.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's no question. So, visuals. What do you think?
5.
5.
Bland.
Same.
Bland.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see anything that just like I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, it's so cool. Or it's just like dudes in black uniforms.
Apparently you can't unsee that grain either. So
no, I learned that.
You'll have to show me. You have to show me what scene that was so I can look out for this grain.
Oh man, I'm so disappointed in the grain. All right, action. X out of 10. What you got?
I'll give it a 7.
I give it 7 too. There's action, but it wasn't like crazy awesome. It's not it's no John Wick, right? Oh man, I'm sad that I keep going back to John Wick with this one, but it's a really good comparison. It's a good bar for this movie in particular.
Okay, here's a good question: who would win in a fight, the Transporter or John Wick?
John Wick.
You never know, dude. Transporter's like
John Wick.
I'm sorry, I'm a Jason Statham fan. I love Keanu Reeves. I love John Wick. I love the fact that they're doing another Matrix. I love all that stuff. But I feel like these John Wick movies, and they're doing another one. I think they're great for showing off your home theater system, but they're a bit repetitive. And I mean, I liked the first one. I tolerated the second one. By the third one, I'm like, this again.
I'm
like
all in.
Same shit over again.
I'm all in, dude. I'm all in. I like them. Okay, here's the thing. One thing I didn't understand in the movie, and maybe you can tell me what happened. So toward the end, when everything's reaching its climax, and they're doing that big job where they're trying to come in on Black Friday and steal all the money, right? So
Mhm.
it's they've broken in and they've got all the money in, and they're getting ready to leave, and Jason Statham comes up and they just shoot the shit out of him, right? They unloaded
Yeah.
a fully automatic machine gun into him, not wearing any body armor, anything.
No, he was wearing body armor.
Okay, so
Remember, he stole the other guy's
he
suit.
didn't have a helmet on.
He didn't have a helmet on, but he got shot like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he got shot like 4 times across the chest. So he was protected right here. His arm was all jacked up,
Dude,
which that's why he was walking
this
around
dude
like that.
unloaded a whole magazine on a machine gun, right? And then he's like, okay,
You can't kill Jason Statham.
yeah. So this is one of those.
And Scott Eastwood will not have one over on Jason Statham.
Oh man,
I'm not a big Scott Eastwood fan, dude. I mean, I'm a Clint Eastwood fan, but I still remember when they were in Gran Torino together. That was hilarious. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my
Gran
life.
Torino. All right. Let's get back to this this movie. So, action. Okay, horror factor.
Horror.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was a horror movie, we could
zero.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have that one in unless it's a horror movie.
Some movies are crossover though.
I guess.
It can be a horror with action, like Aliens, right? That had some scary stuff in it. I would give it like a horror of like 3 and an action of 8 or 9, right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Comedy.
Horror. Comedy.
Yeah.
It had a little bit to it. I'd say like a 3 or a 4. Like I'll give it a 4.
I gave it.
There was some funny stuff in there.
Yeah, there's some funny stuff, but yeah, heartstrings. Dude, his son got killed, and he was motivated to kill a bunch of people because of that.
Probably like a 7.
Oh, see, I gave it a 2.
Oh, dude, it was sad. It was sad that his son died.
I wasn't really feeling it for him though. Stupid. He took his son on he was scoping out job and stuff.
He didn't sell it real well.
I mean, gosh, and he just parked on the side of the road. He's like, "Don't get out of the car. I'm gonna go get a burrito." Right?
Yeah, there is some definite opportunities there for improvement. See, in the trailer, I thought the son got involved to try and save somebody, or was a part of something, and then he got killed, and then Jason Statham got motivated, kind of like an old Stallone movie, got motivated to go do something. But I didn't know he was going to be the bad guy, or a bad guy.
Yeah, they were all bad guys. There were no good guys. Yeah.
So really, literally, like even the good guys are the bad guys. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's realistic, to be honest.
They're all bad. And then the last section number 7, lewdness or sexy time.
I think there was one scene where it was implied, but
yeah, the one lady worker, of course, he hooked up with her and then shot at her. I still give it a 0 for lewdness because it's just it's non-existent. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not incumbent on the story for anything, or it's not part of it. So I guess looking at our ratings, it doesn't rate very high, but man, it's still worth a watch. I guess ultimately the question is, buy, rent, or stream.
I would buy it. I would own it for sure. I would do all 3, but me personally, I'm going to buy it because I think it's worth having in my collection.
Right on. So I bought it and I have it, but I don't know that I'll ever watch it again. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think there's nothing for me to come back to and watch this again. I'll never watch this movie again. So
yeah, I don't think they're going to have a sequel or anything, but
I would have, if knowing what I know now, I would have rented it because I want all the quality of, disc quality to watch, and I think it's worth that. I think it's watching it in the highest possible quality that you can, but I don't feel the need to have I'm never going to come back and be like, oh man, I need to show you the scene from
That's
this movie,
true.
Wrath of
That
Man.
is true. See, I rented it via Amazon, so I didn't have that big of a financial commitment. So maybe that's why I'm being so lenient with it.
Right.
Because there's a lot I can forgive for $5.99, but yeah,
Oh,
if
no,
I
I'm
would
like $28 in or something.
yeah, if I would have paid $30 for it, I would probably be kind of annoyed. But
and I'm not going to watch it with my kids either.
well, maybe when they're older. But it's not really
they'll
it's
never
not
watch
really
it, dude.
it's not really like that one of those movies that stick out in your mind and be like, oh, dude, you got to watch Wrath of Man like 10 years later.
Mm-mm.
You know, like it's not going
No.
to happen.
No, they'll maybe John Wick, but probably not even John Wick is going to stick
Oh,
out.
dude. Oh, yeah. John Wicks are going to be, I think, timeless for a lot of people.
Maybe. I mean, it's not going to be like Star Wars, but
Yeah.
well, I mean, I don't know. I guess there are some really big John Wick fans.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So for me, it's a solid rent. Watch it in good quality, but I'm never going to come back and watch it again.
I like AA's suggestion. The sequel can be Wrath of Woman.
Well, they could come back, and then his wife could be like the most badass of all.
Yeah, she looked pretty like not badass to be honest.
I think she could be like a badass accountant. She's like, I'm taking him down from the inside.
Yeah, dude, I liked it. I liked it. It was a good movie.
Right on.
I don't know why we rated it like shit, but
no.
Well,
Double A says send it to me, dude. I saw it on Kaleidoscape. I cannot rip that one out and send it to you. You're welcome to come over and watch it anytime you want to, though.
Yeah, Giles is a pretentious 4K Kaleidoscape person.
Dude, it's the best. It's the best.
You're a cinephile. You're a cinephile now.
Yeah. So let's go back to see if there are any questions out there. There's just a lot of chit chat. So John, asked about RA3D upmixer. The problem with RA3D is that there's no content for it. Nobody produces content for RA3D. You can get some in Europe, but if you look at every Blu-ray disc sold in the United States, there might be 1 out of 100 that.
What is that?
It's like saying Dolby Atmos. It's just a different company that does it. DTSX, RA3D, and Dolby Atmos are all competing.
Atmos already has. It's who you have the deals with, right? With the production companies and stuff like that. Like if Dolby already has deals with all these production companies. What RO3D or whatever it's called doesn't stand a chance, does it?
Well, I don't know that there's a mutually exclusive kind of contract out there, because you'll see some stuff come out in Atmos and DTSX, DTSX Pro. So those are the two popular ones in the United States. R3D is completely fine. It's legit, right? It's the real deal, but there's just no content for it here, right?
Right.
So you can use like use it as a up mixer and like take some non-Atmos stuff or non-DTS stuff and up mix it and have it play through your top speakers. But there's not a lot of dedicated content. I'm not going to say it's like trying to play a SACD, because SACD is kind of like a dead standard, and RA3D is still legit and real, and stuff is made for it. But you don't find a lot of people building their theaters there, because for RA3D you have to have that center speaker in your ceiling too, the voice of God speaker, the VOG, and I don't have one, right? I don't have one either. I could have.
That sounds like a bunch of malarkey to me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. So AA says you can get a mixer for the content. Yeah, but AA, if you want to upmix into that, that's cool. But I would rather just listen to the Atmos mix myself. Assuming that the content that you're listening to has some type of height mix already.
It just sounds like a lot of work.
It says RA3D doubles each speaker though. Check the speaker layout. Yeah, there's a lot. It seems cumbersome. Yeah, you can only have so many speakers in your room. But anyway, so enough of that. Let's
Wait, can AVRs even decode that, or is that something that has to be something special?
No. It's in many AVRs and processors, but you just to find something that actually has the information to play. I mean, it's nearly impossible. I mean,
I've never even heard of it, and I got my little hands and everything.
Yeah. Keep your eyes out. Every once in a while, you'll see something be like, oh,
We'll have to,
3D.
maybe we can make a point of making you and I can do a video. I'll shoot over there and we can try it out and see what it's all about. See if there's any difference, or if
we could find like an Aura3D title, or a title that has Aura3D and Atmos and DTS on it, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty rocking
to do a 3-way,
yeah, to do that
comparison.
kind of comparison. Yeah, that'd be cool. But to be very clear, it would just be a 3-way comparison of standards. No, nothing else.
Right, of course.
Don't shit your hopes up.
Of course.
So let's talk about this Friday. So for folks that don't know, Friday, we do a lot of filming on Fridays. And what's on the docket? Are you coming over here, or am I going over there this Friday?
No, I'm coming over there. Remember, we're gonna do the
the triangle.
Boys.
Yeah,
These bad boys. I'm selling more stuff and just kind of rotating things through my environment. I'm in my bedroom right now, and these sound fantastic.
Yeah, I was really surprised at so I've got like the slightly smaller version of those. That's the BR09s, and I've got the BR07s, and the difference I think is 1/6.
No, you have the BR08s.
I'm sorry, the BR08. So it's the one step down, and so it's 3 6.5 versus 2 6.5. I think that's correct, right?
Yeah, I just gained a speaker.
You got more bass than I do.
The thing is, though, the cabinet I think is the same size, so it's really it might be actually doing the whole speaker a disservice by having more speakers in there. But you never know. Whatever.
Yeah, but so we'll do those, and we've got the same center and the surrounds and everything. And we actually just filmed Bookshelf Battle number whatever it is for us, and with
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. And we'll be getting that one out. So it's exciting to see this stuff. So we'll be filming that one this Friday, and that'll be coming out at some point. Everybody,
didn't we just answer this question?
We did. It looks like that's a cut and paste from above. Did
we not answer the question?
It's answered.
I thought it was too.
It's answered.
Getting information from the wrong people.
Do Hans Zimmer live in Prague? So we've listened to that. I've got that on Kaleidoscape too, and that is a amazing concert. Amazing.
Dude, I'm still waiting to watch it with you.
Well, anytime you want to, dude, I'll watch it.
I own it, and I still haven't watched it because I thought you and I were going to watch it together.
I'm just waiting on you. You moved away. You got all your stuff. Yeah, no, we can watch some on Friday if you want to. It's dude, it's so good, and the Interstellar music.
Oh, dude,
I got sucked into Interstellar again. I watched it from midnight till 2:30 in the morning.
Bro, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I know. At my age,
it's 3 hours long.
At my age, I'm so old.
Yeah,
it's horrible. But I watched it. All right, so videos for me that are coming up here pretty soon. I just dropped the Eclipse Cinema 800 soundbar video. The 2 million of audio equipment tour show video is coming up pretty soon. Bookshelf Battle 5 is coming soon, and the Rose Hi-Fi video coming soon. All those are filmed, they're in editing, and will be popping out as they get finished. What about you? What's on the docket for Audio Arkitekts?
Well, I got the bookshelf comparison video that we did.
Yep.
I have a how to replace your grill cloth video, which I thought was really cool.
Right on.
And you can watch me staple, my tablecloth to my table. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah. Aside from stabbing myself over here. Now I got a new one over here. I stabbed myself with a what do you call it? I was pulling off. I was using needle nose pliers to pull off the surround thing on the speaker, and I hit the Symbison right on the corner.
Ooh.
Just full force, just went boom, hit it on
Ooh.
the corner. I'm like, mother, like. So hopefully not dying this week. I'm going to be filming the end of my Advent speaker, freaking bonanza. I did actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and spoiler alert this. I did measure it, and I'm going to share the measurement with you guys right now. Just so you have an idea, this is a vintage Advent A3. 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, let's see it.
I was actually pretty surprised.
Is
Quite
this an
surprised.
REW measurement?
Yeah. And I did, so kind of like the KLH Model 5s, it has a little
KLH, I still want to try those out, by the way.
Dude, it has, what do you call it? The 3 different settings for the top end. So it has normal, it has decrease, and it has enhanced. Now, I found that, hold on 1 second. Share screen, window, boom. Okay, am I sharing it?
Yes, it's up now.
Okay, so as you can see, falls off around, and this is a sealed enclosure, starts to fall off like mid 40s, but it's like a gradual. It's not a waterfall really. It's just a kind of little gradual.
Well, no, that looks like a
off.
sealed box fall off right there. That's
yeah, nothing crazy. It's got a weird dip right there at what
300.
Between 220 and 300 has a 350. 220 to 350 has a weird dip, and then it comes back up, and it kind of stays cool for a little bit. There's some room nulls in there, which is normal.
Yeah, normal. Totally.
And then the high end trips out over here. So the red and the blue are decreased and enhanced, and the green is actually normal. So
okay, what do you mean decreased and enhanced? What is that?
On the back, that little switch that you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know there was a switch on them
to control the top end. So it's kind of weird that the enhanced would be the same level as the decreased. So yeah, red and blue are enhanced and decreased, and green is normal, which is weird because enhanced should have been in the green area. So that was the only thing that I found weird. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty linear measurement. I thought it was pretty cool for an old speaker, and for me to have redone the surrounds, which is a video I just put out not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I just redid the entire enclosure, refinished it. I'm not replacing the tweeters since nobody wanted to play with me on those. But you win some, you lose some, right? So the original tweeters are staying. However, I did refoam the speaker and everything, and I think it sounds fantastic. So I am going to keep them. I know you and I were talking about that.
Oh, really? Right. What are you going to do with them?
They're going to actually be my future garage speakers. Those are going to be...
Okay, so I remember you had some old future garage speakers, remember? You had some. I mean, this is probably a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or something. These are way better future garage speakers, by the way.
No, these are way better. Yeah.
Wait,
wait, what were the other ones?
I don't know. They were some crappy things, and you finally got rid of them. I mean, you got to go way back. This is.
Oh, are you talking about the paradigms?
Before the paradigms.
What? Oh, the energies?
Before or at the same time as the energies, but they were like a big old school square rectangular.
Oh, the techniques.
Yeah, the techniques.
Oh my god! Yeah, I ended up selling those. I sold those for like $40 or something.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm actually selling a lot of stuff. So if it's something that I can ship, I'll definitely share it with everybody. But yeah, I'm kind of cleaning house right now and just kind of getting rid of everything because eventually I'm trying to get a house here soon, and those are going to be my garage speakers.
But that's cool, man. Yeah, I sold my garage speakers. I don't have any out there right now.
You sold the Volts?
Yeah, Volts are gone.
What?
Yep, had to let them go.
Damn it.
Yeah, I had a buddy, and he specifically needed Volt 10s in the angled box to match stuff that he already had, and they're not selling them anymore, or at least right now they're out of stock, and he couldn't find them, and he's like, hey man, hook a brother up. And so you know, it was good. It's a better use case for him to have them in his theater, and I'll put something else out there. I'll put those those old B&Ws.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't put B&Ws out there. You can get money for those. You could probably get $300 or $400 for those pair of speakers. I would put the Noemis or some kind of trash like that out there.
Don't call them trash. Just call them inexpensive. They're fine speakers. They're inexpensive.
Bro.
And I'm not putting my bros out there.
Bro.
I'm not putting my bros out there. My bro threes. No, those are too good. Right on. Cool. Well, anything else to tell the crowd before we call this one a night?
Yeah, man. I got a huge announcement for next week when I'm on the show officially. Awesome. Under official.
Yeah, you're not content cornering it. You're
I feel like such a hooker, just being your little content corner hooker.
That's right.
It's like
I know your place.
Apparently, I just
you should be glad I let you on this show.
Apparently, you've demoted me down to content corner boy. Oh man. So no, that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for having me, buddy. I appreciate it. I love the show. Love watching the show. I'm excited for your lineup to come. So I have, snuck a peek at your lineup coming up, and I'm digging a lot of people you're having on here, dude. You're having some good stuff. The THX stuff was cool, even though, it's kind of over my head, a lot of it. But yeah, definitely some cool content you got coming out, bro.
Yeah, we got Klipsch and we got Onkyo coming up and some other stuff. So yeah, it'll be exciting to have some of the old regulars back again. And Kef was just on last week and Jack was here.
Yeah. I wish I could have said hi to Sharky. I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Those guys are always awesome. All right, folks. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Remember, go check out @Audio Arkitekts on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever social media can be found.
Preferably YouTube.
Preferably, yeah. And subscribe and ring the bell and leave a comment on every video and go thumbs them up them all. Same thing for me at Home Theater Fanatics. My Twitter handle is HT Fanatics. If you're a Twitter person, it's the only one that I couldn't get, but anyway, I digress. Make sure to go check out the Dolby Klipsch Cinema 800 soundbar video that I just dropped. It came out yesterday, and it's toiling through its first 24 hours right now. So exciting times for there, and hope to have more Klipsch content down the road for everyone as well that are big Klipsch fans to be mixed in with everything else. So thanks everybody, and as always, see you guys in the next video.